Like, it's really hard for us to ask for help. I think it's really hard for me to tell someone, "Hey, can you
That
help
Latin
me?"
pride we were
Totally, but
talking
it's
about.
also yes, the Latin pride, but also the way that I was raised. I was
Mm-hmm.
raised to not ask for help and just do it.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi, everybody. I'm Eden.
and I'm Jay.
And welcome to Eden XJ Unfiltered, the podcast where we have created a safe and sexy space to have unfiltered conversations.
We might be the same sex, but we have different opinions.
And thank you for tuning in this Thursday on a new episode of our podcast. We are a week behind. I know we missed last week. It has just been so crazy. And if you listen to the previous podcast, you kind of get a little glimpse into our life and how hectic it is. But we're super excited to be back and to be here. And we want to get you caught up on everything we missed. But before we do that, please, if you haven't yet, follow us on social media at EdenXJ. There are a lot of fun things happening over there. Plus, we have a big event that we throw.
Multiple events that are coming down the
Multiple.
line.
And I think we announced on the last podcast that we're officially on tour, which kicked off last night.
Yesterday? Yes, last night. And if you like this podcast, please leave 5 stars.
5 stars. we're
Where do
like
we
the
start?
we're like the Uber driver for your ears. Like, just give us 5 stars. But last night I think we got in at 4 a.m. So
4 a.m.
ex-
this morning.
this morning, oh my gosh! So excuse the rush to getting ready and getting back into it really quickly.
I think we look pretty cute for
Eh,
only having a couple hours of sleep.
I know, I know. We pull it together very nicely last minute. But I just have this like second burst of energy. Thank goodness, because I don't know where it was 2 seconds ago. Because I'm really excited and happy to do a recap because it's literally, I think I saw glitter on myself from last night. Like it's still that fresh.
Yeah.
And I really want to unpack and talk about what is Preciosa? How did we get here? Some of the highlights of the party.
Last night was bananas. There was 800 people that showed up to party and celebrate
Yeah.
Pisces season and my
And
birthday.
your
Yeah, it
birthday.
was so wild. It was such a cool party. And I got to crowd surf, which was on my bucket
That was
list.
on your bucket list. And I was like, if that's what you want, I'm going to make it happen for you. And sure enough, we made it happen twice, which not just once, but overachiever over here. You got to crowd surf twice.
So fun.
And that was very epic. But I would love, love, love for you to tell people who are listening and maybe who are new and don't know what Preciosa Night is and kind of just talk about like what is it and why is Preciosa here?
Yeah, so Preciosa Night was my idea last year. I had been talking to you about creating safe space and
Mhm.
bringing our online audience in person and creating, you know, bringing culture to the forefront and creating community and creating safe space for them to come and hang out and just be who they are without any kind of judgment.
Yeah.
And it was this little baby idea that I had, and you totally helped. Yeah, like you made it happen for sure. You
Aw.
helped me bring it to life, and now it's become this enormous grassroots movement.
Mhm.
I mean, our parties are 800 plus.
Mhm.
Like our last one before that was 1,000 people,
Oh
which
my
is
god.
so insane to think 1,000 people are like down to come and party with you and have a good time. And the thing is that our crowd is so polite. Like they're so nice.
Mhm.
And I think that's what sets Preciosa Night apart is that everybody comes with a purpose. Everybody's there because they feel safe and they feel seen, and everyone just wants to like make friends and have a good time. It's like
Yeah.
good vibes only, but like legit good vibes only.
I, that you hit the nail on the head. Legit good vibes only. I think there are a lot of events that can claim to be it, but it's really nice and I feel like we're really proud to actually be that. There were a couple of moments that I noticed early on in the party. You know, people get there early. It's kind of like that first, junior high, high school dance where
A
you're
little
standing, a little
awkward.
awkward, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna stand on the wall and just like observe and just figure out when I get a couple of shots in to get the confidence to move into a crowd.
Yeah.
Because we do have a lot of people that come by themselves to Preciosa. And what makes it special is that even if you see them kind of off to the side, by like the first hour in, they are in the crowd, they're
Mhm.
dancing in groups of other people who came by themselves and they've made friends and they're leaving with a friend or a partner or a hookup or their future wife, who knows? It's just the possibilities are endless and the fact that the community is so nice. And I want to just bring up a couple of like favorite moments that are still fresh in my head from last night about
Sure.
how nice our crowd was.
Yeah.
And one, there's a lady, a girl who lost her phone.
Yeah.
Her whole wallet was attached to it,
Correct.
ID, credit cards, everything. And group of girls came and brought it up to us, and they're like, "Hey, somebody lost their phone." And
Yeah.
when we went up on the mic and we're like, "We have your phone. Like, come get it over here at the DJ." And then
All
30
their
minutes
things were
later,
intact. Like, no
everything,
one took anything. It was
nothing.
just a, "Hey, someone left this in the bathroom. Can you please return it to the person?" We got on the
Mhm.
mic, and
Yeah.
it was done.
Somebody lost their credit card,
Yep.
brought it to the front, we found the owner. Somebody lost their pizza, they ordered pizza at the front, and we
Yes!
were like, Whose pizza is this?" And then we're like they came to the front and claimed their pizza,
Yeah.
and I just thought that is so rad. People weren't stealing stuff or trying to rip people off or steal someone's pizza. There was a moment that crossed my mind, I was like, "Would they notice if a slice was missing? Would they really miss it?" And then I read what the kind of pizza it was, and I was like, "Oh, no, it's okay."
Yeah, too much sausage on
Too
there.
much sausage on there. I'm not a big meat eater. Which speaking of pizza, you guys, we are so hungry. So we did
Starving.
order pizza. I think it's
We might
ETA's
be taking some bites during this podcast. We just wanted to give you a heads up.
in case it arrives in like 30 minutes or something. We'll just take a break really quickly and grab the pizza and we might just impromptu eat it on the broadcast. Well, we're just gonna keep it going.
We're gonna keep it real.
Keep it real. Keep it rolling. You girls gotta eat. We're hungry, you know? Keeping it moving. And I think another cool thing about Preciosa is that we always try to find something to always give back to our community that really represents our culture. New Year's Eve, it was the grapes. That was really, really
Yeah,
cool
we passed out
to
grapes.
give out. And then this one is conchas. We
Yeah, we
gave
made a
out.
concha wall,
Hmm.
and we had a pun that said, "Don't be self-conscious,"
Yeah.
and it was awesome. And we had a ton of baby rainbow conchas, just 200 of them for everyone to just grab and eat and celebrate with us. And that was really cool. It was really fun to bring culture and community. I think that's another thing that sets Preciosa Night apart is that it is for the community, like with culture at the
Yeah.
forefront.
And because it's us and it's not some giant corporation trying to make money, and it really is the two of us seeing the comments and seeing the DMs and listening to people and like, you know, answering their questions and what they're
Hmm.
looking for. For instance, we weren't planning on having a coat check.
No,
Like
not at all.
we called the venue, we're like, "Hey, do you have a coat check option
They
or can
said
you
no.
provide hangers or something to help us like put it together?" They're like, "No, we don't have anything for you." And then we were like, "Okay, we'll just have to do this ourselves." You know, we're used to that.
You ran to Target and grabbed
In
coat, yeah.
the freaking storm, I ran to Target, bought all of the racks that they had and hangers and coat like tags and everything, and we found some staff that were willing to work it. Our really dear friends, thank goodness they gave up their night to come and work and um, make sure everybody had a safe and fun night and didn't have to worry about their coats, their
Mhm,
bags, their keys, their umbrellas, and all those things.
mhm.
And that was us. Like, we didn't have to do that, but we did it because we felt like it mattered. And this is what our community wants. And if we're capable of doing it, maybe that's our toxic trait. Like we do it.
We'll
Like
make it
we'll
happen.
make it happen. We go above and beyond if it's possible.
And we made it happen.
We
People were
did.
super excited. They were thankful that they were able to hang their coats and their
Hmm.
umbrellas and then just go have a good time and let loose.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be kind of annoying because I was trying to think about it and I was like, okay, there's this person who's coming to Preciosa who's probably newly single and is like trying to talk to a girl or a guy or they, and they have this umbrella in their hands. And they were trying to hold an umbrella and hold a drink and then hold your phone
And
and
get a
like
phone number.
capture
Too many
everything. I was
things.
like, we gotta help them out. We gotta bring
Too many things.
we gotta get a coat check that umbrella, like get that number, get that selfie or whatever it is. So whatever we can do to help and make it less awkward
Yeah.
and make it fun for the
And
community.
I think speaking about making it less awkward, that's another thing that I like about our parties is we have these stoplight bracelets. So
Mm-hmm.
we have red bracelets, yellow bracelets, and green bracelets. So
Hmm.
when you walk through the door, we ask you, "Hey, are you single ready to mingle Are you looking for friends or are you just here to party? Leave me alone.
Mhm.
And whatever that answer is, we give you the designated bracelet. So friends can meet friends very easily on the dance floor. They've got a yellow wristband, they're down to
Yeah.
hang out. If you've got a green bracelet, then they're ready to mingle. So make your way over there, which helps, I think.
Yeah.
It kind of takes away the anxiety of like having to go up to someone and not knowing if they're single or they're taken or they don't really want to talk, you know?
I think that really helps just pull the anxiety back
Mhm.
so much if you think about it. And I what I love is that we try to put ourselves in our Preciosa's shoes, right? Like we're trying to think of what would things that we would want to see if we
Mhm.
were them. And it's already we're already asking a lot for you to come out of the comfort of your home and your Netflix and your chill and your
And
blanket
it's
and your
raining
dog and your
outside.
cat. And it's raining outside and you're trying to go out here and put yourself into this unknown element. Like,
Mhm.
how can we make it easy for you? We're giving everybody bracelets so you know what you're looking for out there as well, and other people are looking for. And it's not mandatory. There are people who are just like, you know what, I don't want to participate. I'm just gonna kind of do me. They don't want to define anything and just be them, and that's completely an option. It's not
Mhm.
mandatory whatsoever. But I definitely feel like it helps people meet each other
Mhm.
and kind of break that ice a little bit easier. Like, hey, green bracelet, green, oh, yellow, yellow, oh, red, stop, drop,
Stay away.
roll away. And there was an interesting question that got brought up when we were checking in at the bracelets, and it's if we're willing to add another color,
Yeah.
which we didn't think about until recently, and I think we might. And it's for the poly community. They are an open and needing representation community, and they were thinking like, hey, could we add purple for our poly community and let other people know that they're either open or they're poly so they can find each other as well.
I love that idea, and I think we
Yeah,
should do it for the next. For
yeah,
sure.
we got to get some purple
Let's
bracelets.
do it.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. And I don't know, I think people often ask like how do we do it? Like we're obviously married. We have social media and on top of
Yeah.
that we have to work together on creating these events like
Hmm.
3 or 4 times a year. And I
How
think
do
that's
you
like a
do
topic all on its own, right?
it? Yeah. Is it how do we pull it all off and stay sane? How
How
are
are
we
we not
still married and
divorced?
not divorced? Like, what is happening? They're like, "What is the secret?" Um, like, how do you work with your partner? I think is a question we get pretty often because there are other couples out there that I think about starting a couples page
Right.
and working with their person or starting a business with your partner. And you really do have to have your communication in a good point. I think if we weren't as strong communicators as we try to be and as we are now, I don't think we would be able to pull this off. I think there would be a lot of room for error, and it would be a lot harder. Like I think the challenges that are already going to be in front of you working with your partner would be even bigger because
Mhm.
you're now mixing in, non-effective communication.
Mhm.
And I think that could be, pretty detrimental. But I think talking and being able to talk through issues and solve problems and understand that there is a bigger picture here. And I'm not going to get anywhere doing it by myself, and you're not going to get anywhere doing it by yourself. So the quicker we can figure out how to help each other and get on the same page, the faster we're going to get to our destination.
Yeah, and I think it helps us because we are opposites in that way. Like
Hmm.
I'm the creative type, so all the craziness that you see at the parties, like the 360 cams and like the activities, the concha walls, all these things, I tend to like bring to the table, and then you're like the executor, you know,
Hmm.
which is a great like compliment, I think, when it comes to creating events.
Yeah, I think that's what makes our dynamic different.
Hmm.
And I know that's not everyone's dynamic. Not everybody can kind of, you
Yeah,
can get two creatives together and then nothing ever gets done.
it's true.
Or you get two people who are very, very, good executors, but, always think about every step and then never actually take it.
Hmm.
So I think we bring a lot of healthy balance to our work and work ethic and work dynamic, but we also talk about how are we going to divide this? How
Yeah.
are we going to divide and conquer? And then also, how are we going to, listen to each other when things do blend over, when I have creative ideas that, I think would be really great to implement. And when you want to, take lead on, controlling how something gets rolled out or the layout of something. And I feel like just because we are good in these different areas doesn't mean that there isn't room to cross over.
Right.
And just remembering that, like, it's a balance, it's a dance, it's life, it evolves, it changes. Our roles in Preciosa have changed and continuously keep changing. But I think at the end of the day, we respect each other no
Yeah,
matter what.
totally. I think the relationship comes first, and that's key to
Mhm.
building, to working with your partner on a professional level.
And I think that goes for not even just work. I think that goes that's a really good state of mind to have in a relationship in general on problem solving. Just how do you problem solve as a couple? And then I think taking that over into the work environment is a really good step, because how you solve these personal problems, like how are you going to divide up the chores,
Mhm.
or what
Mhm.
happens when we experience conflict? Like, how do we resolve this together? What are our communication styles when we argue? And what is it going to look like when we try to, figure out how we're going to solve this?
Mhm.
I think people don't want to have those types of conversations because they're not easy to have. And communication isn't something that I think is easy for everyone. It definitely took us a lot of work to get to where we are today.
Totally. We've been working on communication together the last 4.5
Yeah.
years.
And still going.
And still going. I can tell you right
It's
now,
not
we're
perfect.
constantly working on communication. At least I can
Mhm.
speak for myself. I didn't grow up in a household where there was much
Mhm.
communicating, period. So
Yeah.
it was a lot. It was like a big adjustment for sure.
Huge. I The other night, I remember I was just talking with you, like I had this crazy nightmare
Hmm.
where like, it was so weird. When I was in the dream, I saw the person that I was before I met you, and
Hmm.
it was so crazy because it's like I knew her and I saw her and it was me, but how she was talking and communicating with people, she was so angry and she was yelling, and she was yelling just to be right, and she wasn't yelling, like, to solve anything. It felt very toxic, and it felt very intense, and I remember, like, that's how I used to communicate in
Hmm.
relationships before you. Like, I was very, very intense with my conversation. Like, I didn't wanna hear the other person's opinion.
Hmm.
I felt like I was right, and you know, I'm still not perfect. I'm still learning in that, but the person who I was before I met you and the person who I am now are two completely different people. And I also didn't have the tools and resources to be a better communicator back
Hmm.
then. So I try to give myself grace and like forgive her for being who she was, because we all change and evolve in every relationship.
Right.
But when I really saw the type of yelling person, I knew that that came from my past and growing up in a dynamic where my parents would yell a lot.
Hmm.
And so I was just mirroring what I was taught, that in order to have a conversation, you have to yell. Like, I would watch my mom and my dad yell at each other all the time. And I think as we're not starting that conversation, we're in that journey of becoming parents. Like, we've talked about how are we going to communicate with our kids? What are things that we've learned in our childhood that we do not want to repeat
Right.
and that we don't want to pass down, and we don't want to, you know, continue this cycle because it has repercussions.
Hmm.
Like, watching my parents fight like that made me feel like it was okay. Also, watching my mom being treated and talked to badly by the men that she dated opened that door for me to be treated badly by men when I was dating and when
Right.
I was really young. And things like that, I think, are so critical to figure out now before we have kids. And knowing what that communication dynamic looks like for us, because they're little sponges and we have to set the example. And I know you're like, we're going to take them on the world and we're going to show them the best, so they know that the standard is this high and they're going to know
Yeah.
what love looks like and they're going to know how to
I can
communicate.
have them falling for like a bouquet of flowers. That ain't gonna happen. You need to do a lot more than a bouquet of flowers.
Mhm, and birthdays are very special, as we learned from yesterday's birthday.
Birthdays are holidays, baby.
Uh-huh, but I think I just even learning our dynamic and learning what's important to you,
Mhm.
like birthdays, like yesterday's crazy
Mhm.
party. I
Think the
went Oh, is the pizza
Yeah,
here?
I think the pizza's here.
All right. We're gonna take a little pizza pause.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Yep.
2 hours later.
And we are back from our pizza break. Jay ate her whole entire
I
pizza.
snorted my pizza. I have nothing left. Eden has one more piece over here.
You have to tell them what flavor you got because they can't even see
That's
it.
true.
You have to explain
Well,
it.
so we are complete opposites. I love pepperoni and cheese on my pizza. I'm a traditional person. I
Mhm.
love I love pepperoni and cheese pizza. Eden over here puts every single vegetable on
Yum.
her pizza. Pineapple, mushrooms, olives,
I'm the pineapple
lettuce if
type
she
person too.
could.
For all my pineapple pizza people out there, I see you. You are represented here in my heart and on my plate. I love you. You get it. The baddies, I get it, get it. And they eat pineapples. You know why they eat
Oh,
pineapples.
I know why.
And you're the biggest meat eater I've ever met.
We're complete opposites.
But, whatever works,
I
works.
love it. All right, where were we?
Are
I
you
think we were.
energized? Are you back?
I'm
You back to
ready. I just
life?
ate 4 slices of pizza. I might burp.
Oh
Sorry.
no, don't do that. So
I
bad.
feel good though.
You feel good?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I feel great.
Well,
Round 2.
welcome back.
Thanks.
I know we could have talked a bit about like I don't we deviated, but I love that about our conversation, our communication because Preciosa just keeps intertwining itself with our normal everyday
Correct.
life and kids and parenting. So that's just naturally how it's gonna be. We're gonna
Yeah.
be having a baby and pregnant, and they're gonna come party with us and
Oh, you
all the
best
things.
believe when I'm pregnant, I'm not stopping. I will be on stage with a crop top like Rihanna. If Rihanna can do the Super Bowl pregnant, I can do parties pregnant.
I
It's not a big deal.
have no, there's nothing I can. There's no excuse, right? I was like, Rihanna did do that. She
Yeah,
did the thing
exactly.
with a belly and everything. The baby was just out there dancing inside and like performing, I'm sure,
Let's
for
go.
itself, and was just like, let's go. So she could do it, you could do it. There's nothing I feel like you can't do.
Mhm.
So I will just be happy to be here. That's what I will be. But I'm sure.
Highlights? You wanna talk about highlights from last night?
Well, I'm sure everybody wants to know and is very curious. What was your favorite part about last night?
Oh my god. There were so many good parts. First of all, the day before I woke up and I told you that I wanted to crowd surf.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to do for my birthday. I decided I'm gonna do it. And I was actually a little nervous and a little scared because you never know.
Yeah.
Like you can fall through the cracks, people
Mhm.
can't hold you up. Maybe they try to undress you. I've seen videos where people are
Yeah,
just
it's
like
scary.
grabbing and it can get scary.
Yeah.
But I sussed out the crowd yesterday and everybody was really cool and like the vibe was on point. And so I felt like I should do it. And of course, Lady Soul, one of my dearest friends, was DJing
Yeah.
and I told her, "Can you please play I'm Just a Girl by No Doubt?" As I think that is the perfect song to crowd surf to.
I mean, it was an iconic moment. There
Mhm.
was confetti, there was crowd surfing.
Yeah.
I definitely do know that you were on the fence for a little while. You're like, maybe I'm gonna do it, maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, put me in coach. Just let me know what you want to do, and like I'll make this happen. So I think I prepped for either way this can go
Yeah.
because I didn't want you to feel pressured if you had changed your mind because I would have loved and respected you. It doesn't make you any less of a person. So I just kind of kept checking in, like, are we still good? Are we still like the rocket T minus whatever, still ready to launch and just checking?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, no, I still want to do it. I still want to do it. And you're like, okay, maybe I want to do it. Oh yeah, 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 I do want to do it. And so it just kept flipping back and
I
forth.
think it's scary.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Like it's
Absolutely. I didn't
800
do it.
people.
I
I
wouldn't do
know.
it, but I will support you.
Yeah, no, it was scary. 800 people just like, you're trusting them with your life.
Yeah.
You could like eat shit.
I have too many trust issues to experience this
I
thing, but
think,
I'm happy for you.
no, I'm excited. It was a core memory. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better thing. That is going to live rent free in my mind forever. It was such a cool moment, and I recorded the entire thing.
Is
So
it the
I can,
best birthday gift ever?
yeah, for sure. I love crazy, dangerous things. So that,
Oh,
that to me was awesome. It was right on point.
every year you have to almost die
Yes.
somehow. And
Yes.
every birthday, I know that this is my future.
Mm-hmm.
And that my life is going to be in jeopardy or
Mm-hmm.
your life is going to be in jeopardy in some way or some form. And 4 out of 4 years and 4 out of 4 birthdays has not changed.
Yeah.
We almost do something death-defying for your birthday.
I like reminding myself that I'm alive.
I can just tell you you're
And
alive.
no, I
That's
have
not
to
good
feel
enough.
it. I have to feel it. I have to feel like I'm about to die to really appreciate my life, you know?
Oh, man. And now I just feel like the clock starts 364 days till the next time, like, something almost happens,
Mhm.
and I'm just, keep trying to get through it.
That was a core memory. Rosalia, who came from Sacramento, she was a drag queen. She just went viral on
Amazing.
TikTok. Incredible performer. She did a whole like, you know, Mexican representation, cultural performance. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
She
That
sang a Selena
she
song.
sang a Selena song in a mariachi outfit while making an elote like a street vendor. It was amazing.
She put the cheese, she put the crema, she put the chile, she put everything on it while singing and
Yeah.
performing. And I think we're all two things are running through our mind. One, we have never wanted a corn more
So
badly
bad.
in our entire life. Like it was art. It
Yeah.
was art at its finest point because it's our culture. And then we were also so emotional, like this song and the
Yeah.
singing and the performance. So we're crying over a corn and we just all accept that we all are all feeling the same thing.
Yep.
And she was incredible, killed the performance.
Yeah.
I worth every penny getting her out here, and I really think we should bring her back because
Oh, a
that
thousand
needs to
percent.
be experienced. If you missed it, you just you
And
have to experience it.
you don't have to miss it because you can go to Preciosa Night on Instagram. There's a highlight reel, party number 5.
Mhm.
You can watch all of it there. But that was another highlight. And
Yeah.
then the drag kings. I think the drag kings are always amazing,
Killed
but it
it.
was nice to bring in like different representations from different cultures
Yeah.
last night. That was cool. Like
That was really cool.
Twinkle Masala killed it with their
Yeah.
performance.
You got some Bollywood,
Yeah.
like Latin
Bollywood Latin
mix.
flair. I loved it.
The
I
fusion.
loved it so much. And just the energy, honestly. That
Mhm.
was it. I think those are the highlights. And all my friends coming and like wishing me happy birthday and like hanging out on my birthday. I loved it.
Yeah, everyone coming through on like all 800 people coming to celebrate your birthday was just really, really cool. And I think we are very, very lucky to have such an amazing community that we've built with
Mm-hmm.
Preciosa that I think we had less than a month or like just about a month
Mm-hmm.
to kind of prep and promote and all of those things. And 800 people showed up
Yeah.
and they celebrated and had a really fun time.
Yeah. And this Preciosa night was different, obviously, because I
Mm.
wanted it to just feel like a house party. Like that was the vibe
It's a
that I
big house.
wanted. It's a big house, but I wanted it to just be chill. Like I feel like a lot of our Preciosa nights are overly produced, not in a bad way, but we
Mhm.
like a good show. So there's a lot of entertainment that happens. And with this one I wanted it to just feel like family. Like we're all family hanging
Mhm.
out, celebrating a birthday in the house and we're just going wild. Like the music is on point, the vibe. It was perfect.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I'm
it was
glad
great.
you had the
Thank you.
perfect
No, it
birthday.
was beautiful. Yes. All the DJs were great. All of them.
Yeah.
Vanessa from Oregon, Killed by Synth, who's just like a legend in LA, and then Lady Soul. It was like a trifecta. It was nuts.
Yeah, I think you found your whole
I
trifecta
did.
of
I did.
of DJs.
Very happy. And it was a kickoff party,
Yeah.
right? So that was another thing to celebrate. It's like our first party of our tour. So it officially started. Our next one is in Arizona
Yeah.
in April.
Coming up.
Then we've got New York in May. And then we've got Mexico City in June.
Yeah, but we also have LA in May too. Our
Yep.
1 year is coming up in May. And Mexico City is going to be so crazy
Mm-hmm.
because when we were out in Oaxaca, we also popped over to Mexico City and we found out that we might be throwing two parties. We might be throwing a day party and a night party for Pride. So this is going to be
Insane.
insane. Go look at Mexico City flights. Go book your flight. Go book your Airbnb. Get all the baddies, get all the girlies together and come celebrate Mexico City Pride.
And we have the festival, Preciosa Night Fest, which is July 1st, and that's going to be bananas.
The fact that we are throwing a festival, I don't know, is completely sink into my
I
brain
know, me
yet,
neither.
right? Like it doesn't feel real. We are going to throw a festival. Like what the heck? Like this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And we get to design every part of it. We get to pick who the vendors are gonna be, who the artists are gonna be, what type of music, what type of installations,
Mhm.
and It's going to be, I think, just a dream, an absolute dream come true if we can pull this off.
Not
When we pull
if,
this
we
off.
will. Have you met us?
I know, I don't know. Hello, are you new
Are you
here?
new here?
But when we pull this off, but I think what we've been talking about is that we really want to make this authentically for us by us. So we're gonna do a call out. I guess we'll call it out now
We can do it
and
now, but
start
there will be
here.
a call out on TikTok and Instagram. We want this festival to be like the best of the best. So if there are any queer, BIPOC artists, bands, singers, poets based in LA, we want to hear from you because we want to give you the stage and the audience that you deserve. So I think it should just be like a melting pot of culture from all, all neck of the woods, and
Yeah.
yeah, just come together and celebrate like what makes LA LA, right? It's the melting pot of culture. So we should bring that and showcase that
Yeah.
authentically.
It's whatever you want to see at this festival is what we want to bring into this festival as well. And because it's very much for our community. So we want to hear what you want to see, who you want to see, and just bring it to the forefront.
Mhm.
Another cool thing that happened at Preciosa is, we do all this majority by ourselves, and we only have a Honda, a little Honda's like Civic-y sedan, whatever size, and we bring these elaborate props, and we
Yeah,
bring these. We always go big. We're like, we need to
I
bring the
know.
biggest thing and the
We think
the
we're like a
funnest
legit
thing.
production company
We
sometimes.
we do, but we we don't have the vehicle that supports that dream. Our
Mhm.
lifestyle doesn't know that
Mhm.
this is our reality. And so we try to we buy the things, and then it comes time to pack it, and
Mhm.
then we are
We
like,
realized the car's way
absolutely
too
not.
small and it does not fit. And then we
Nothing's
did a
gonna fit
call to
here.
action. You asked our yeah,
Online. I was like,
online.
okay, does anybody have a truck? Like, come on, can we be friends? We need to make more friends with trucks. And I think we have 30 truck DM people in our messages just ready to go for the next one. They're like, I have a pink truck, or I have a trailer, or
Mm.
I have a semi truck, like all of the things. Or one person is a general manager of a trucking company, and we can get a fleet if we wanted to. And I was like, we should have done this sooner. We should have asked for help.
But that's like I think it's our culture. Like it's really hard for us to ask for help. I think it's really hard for me to tell someone, "Hey, can you
That
help
Latin
me?"
pride we were
Totally, but
talking
it's
about.
also yes, the Latin pride, but also the way that I was raised. I was
Mhm,
raised to not ask for help and just do it. Like
mhm.
it's yeah, it's you should be more proud if you can do it by yourself versus no help, which is such a backwards way of thinking.
It's interesting because I know we say that's Latin pride, right? Like, that is something that we stand by, where we don't really ask for help, we're supposed to do it by ourselves. But if you really think about, like, Latin culture, it's a community.
Oh yeah.
Um, I think there's some blend of, like, American culture where you're not supposed to, like, ask for a handout, and then, like, everybody's out to get you or whatever it is. What I remember experiencing when we were in Oaxaca was that everybody was so helpful,
Mhm.
but we are just we just don't know how to ask for help.
Yeah.
I think it's that. I think maybe it's the pride thing, but I what I love about our community is that they're so quick to offer the help, or
Yeah.
to do it once you ask. But it's on us for not
Yeah. So
asking.
we have to learn to ask.
To
Moving
ask.
forward, we have to ask. And also, like a huge shout out to our friends,
Mm.
Amy, Ernie,
Yeah.
Lady Soul,
Yeah.
Amanda. They all came
Hustled.
through. Jelani.
Mhm.
Everybody just came through and literally
Yeah.
set up shop for us before the doors opened, which made it like
Oh my god.
flawless.
So much we couldn't have done it without
Yeah.
them. Like, and I want to give a special shout out actually to Anna. So there's this girl who not only slid into our DMs but also sent us an email,
Hmm.
a whole list of her professional criteria
And a resume.
and a resume attached. And she was talking about how important the movement is to her, and that
Yeah.
she just wants to volunteer and help. She doesn't, she's like, I don't care what I do. I just want to help and be there. And we were like, we really need help, but we are too, I don't know, prideful to ask for it sometimes. And we responded to the email. We're like, yeah, we'd love to jump on a call. Like, let's talk.
Then life
And then
happens.
that never happened. We just got so busy trying to do all this by ourselves, and she was very persistent. She kept pushing, and she was like, "Hey, like, I just want to let you know, I know you're busy, but I'm still here to help if you need it." And then we were just like
It was that
quickly,
second email.
yeah, we were like, oh my God, yes, here's my phone number. Meet you. I'll see you at 7. Like, if you can jump in and help us set up, that would be great. And we had no idea how that was going to go or what it was like. She jumped in and was like,
Quick.
what do you need?
Yeah.
And bounced around to different groups who we all kind of separated and were working on different things. And she helped this group, then she was done. She helped that group and was done. And just was constantly just taking care,
Rotating.
rotating throughout the night and taking care of things. And I was like, damn, like, yes, thank you so much for, bless
Excuse
you,
me.
for not only stepping up and really, offering to help, but pushing
Mhm.
and really wanting to support the movement that much. And it really opened our eyes to how much easier and lighter and better this can be if we just ask for help and let
Yeah.
people help us sometimes.
No, I agree. And we should. I also think it's really cool that we started this movement and we're getting a ton of DMs from baby gays that are just like, I
Yes.
found my community. Thank you for doing this. I've never been to an event like this. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have any of it. There wasn't like a Preciosa night that I could go to and like meet other people, or
Mhm.
the anxiety was taken away because of bracelets, or like we're literally proud of our culture that we showcase the culture on stage and we make sure there's mariachis or conchas or some sort of thing that
Mhm.
reminds you that we're really proud to be Latino.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really cool. Like I'm
Yeah.
really proud of that
Mhm.
part from our movement and the grassroots movement
Mhm.
in general, just that they have something to look forward to and they have
Mhm.
something to look up to. Right now we're setting the bar.
Yeah.
So,
I think people think Latino and gay is supposed to look a certain way. And what our night proves is that it's it's not the stereotype. Being Latin isn't one size fits all. There are so many different types of Latin or Central American
yeah.
and Spanish and Afro Latino, and we're proud to just find different ways to blend everything together and
Mhm.
make everybody feel welcome in the space.
Right.
People who are not Latin and not even from that world, but appreciate the culture and just want to
Totally.
experience it, and they're also welcomed in here. And we make it feel, I think, just genuinely natural. And you can be gay and you can be Hispanic and or all of these things, and it's just this beautiful blend of culture and people.
Mhm.
And like, to your point, it's like, welcome to my house. This is what my house is like. It's a party, it's fun. Go grab a concha. What song do you want to play? Let's dance, let's party, grab a drink, hang, hug, kiss, like all of those things. And we made that happen.
Mhm.
And thanks to, the blood, sweat, and tears of us and our friends, and
And
now
the
some new
community
people and the community,
more than anything.
for every person who literally like likes, comments, shares, and just helps us get the movement out there and off the ground. We just owe you the biggest thank you, and we want to let you know how much we appreciate you. We appreciate everyone, all the preciosas out there. And we're excited to see how far we can take it and how much it can grow. And we're just getting
Sky's the
started.
limit, baby.
You gotta
You
think
gotta think
big.
big, bitch.
We gotta get the button. But with that being said, we just wanted to leave you guys with that and get you caught up on what you missed. You haven't missed it. If you really want the extra FOMO, you can go to our Instagram at Preciosa Night and go check out the highlight reel. There's like a
Everything's in
highlight
there.
button.
Yeah, just hit the highlight. You're gonna get FOMO. I'm warning you now.
It's a fun time. You missed out on a good party if you haven't been there. And if you went to the party, you know. It was incredible.
We will see you in May, LA.
We will see you back in May, and it'll be an epic 1 year Preciosa performance.
Yes,
But until then,
because we're thinking big.
we're thinking big. We gotta do it big. So I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll figure out. Maybe we should
Yeah.
like have an artist or a guest. I don't
I
know.
think so. I
That'd be
think
cool,
that's the
right?
route. Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, we're gonna think big.
We're gonna think big.
Thank you for joining us
Thank you
and
so
this beautiful
much.
recap. We love all
Yeah.
of you. Please follow, like, comment, all
Five
the
stars.
above,
The
and we'll
Ubers of your
see you.
ears.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.